be with that. I really want you to be with that question for this week, for this day. You know, are you making the decision? You have to decide, is the universe with you, against you, or does it not matter? Is there no correlation? I'm going to go out on a limb and say you all think that there's a relationship there. Otherwise you would not be sitting here. You know that there's much more to this. And again, it leads us to this concept of really moving from judgment to observation. That is a philosophy, a theory, a curiosity that you will have for the rest of your life. And today you have a concept of it, tomorrow you have a different concept of it, and you will continue to edit it and morph into it based on the circumstances that you encounter in your life. Now it goes into, now we get into this point, which is, I'm really asking you guys to be with this concept. If you want to do this work and really get into it, you must, you do. You don't have to do it, but if you're doing this work, you must take 100% accountability for the circumstances and the reality that you're in. And again, we've talked about it, and I'm not going to belabor the concept, but it can initially sound offensive because the things that are going on in our lives that are challenging and difficult, and the things that are done to us through ignorance or malevolence or whatever, however you want to concept it, I'm not saying take blame for it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is take accountability for it. What happens is, and you're not going to think your way into this because the mind, that thinking mind is dedicated to the 0.01%, not the 99%. It's a lovely part of you. It will come along for the rest of the journey. But taking accountability is not a blame game. When things happen to us, it's not about they were wrong and we were right, or if I was the frequency receiver of this person doing this to me, then I am to blame. And I got to remind you guys, because this is a part that we're going to have to go over, is 5%, 95%. 5% consciousness, 95% unconscious, right? The idea is that, excuse me, that unconscious, we're not aware of it. We're just not aware of it. But the stuff will keep showing up in the vortex. It will keep showing up in the vortex as a resource of information. Remember, everything is just information. It's just information. And the more we judge it, the more we miss the message. The more we judge the circumstance, the person, the place, the thing, the more we miss the information because we're not observing it. In observation, it doesn't mean that we like it. It doesn't mean that we're not emotional about it. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that we observe it. We don't personalize it. We see it as information, and then we do something very different. We do something very different with that information. So again, the 4 or 3 things that keep circulating in your reality that are unfavorable to you, once we start to be with this information in a different way, the grand concept here is it no longer shows up. And if it shows up, you don't even recognize it. You will not recognize it. It will have no impact on you. 0 impact on you because it no longer has to come into your circumstantial purview to serve you with information. Again,